touch is probably the most frequent sensory modality which we all experience, and it is actually carried by two tracts, one posterior and one anterior. But I would predominantly concentrate on the posterior column, which is believed to be the dominant tract which takes care of this sensory modality. As you can see in the diagram, the sensation of touch is taken through the posterior sensory ganglion, often called the dorsal ganglion. You can see it by the red mark which is shown at the spinal cord level, and it enters straight into the posterior white column of the spinal cord, which is called the posterior column. Now here basically the pathway of touch is carried by two tracts which is called fascicles. One is called the fasciculus gracilis, which is more medial, and the fasciculus cuneatus, which joins later, and hence it is placed laterally. So this is how the fibers get added. So as the fibers of which is serving touch enters into the spinal cord, the sacral fibers enters first, then the lumbar joins, then the lower 6 thoracic joins. So this forms the fasciculus gracilis, and it has to move to medial once the cuneatus joins. So subsequently the upper 6 thoracic nerves join and the cervical ultimately join. So this which actually push the fasciculus gracilis more medial. So the fasciculus gracilis lies medially and the cuneatus lies laterally. So this arrangement goes up to the medulla oblongata, where they actually end in two discrete neurological clumps, which can be called as the nucleus gracilis and the nucleus cuneatus, representing the end of these two major tracts. And from then on, the fibers move, as you can see there, the white line covered by the violet color bunch of nerves, which move to the opposite side, and they form the medial lemniscus, which ascends up to the ventral nuclei in the thalamus. And from here, it has connection to the sensory cortex, as we saw in the pain and temperature, and this completes the pathway of touch. As I told you, there is an additional anterior path through which the touch is actually served. I am not going into the details of that, but this is one of the reasons why even when the complete posterior cord is diseased, touch is still preserved to some extent. You can see more clinical videos in this channel.